This
some of the
conference
guys.
will now be recorded.
Okay. So some of the guys wanted to discuss things. And then we have a topic, and our topic was COVID 19 and the immunocompromised cancer patient. But if we don't get to the topic, I tell them right off the bat, we're here for you to, for anything on your mind. That comes first. The topic is secondary. So I also reached out to a group called Charette, which Rick told me about.
Yes.
And they sent me, they're based out of Miami here, and they want to do some work with us up here in Jacksonville. So we're gonna be doing some stuff with them.
Yeah, we're gonna work with them too, Ron, to get more on the page. I was supposed to have a call with her today, but it had to be postponed. She had a family emergency. So
Okay.
I may get you on that call when they do call.
Okay, they sent me their information, and it's pretty much geared for women. For
Yeah, it
breast,
is. Yeah. They were in San Antonio and had a booth 3 booths down from us last year. So every day I was able to talk to them, and I just told them, I said, you need to bring more of the men into it. And they agreed, and they started working then to get more of the men involved. So
we're going to be, working with them.
And so Ron, I think that's why they are, this connection is healthy, because they're anxious to do something. And they know they've got issues there, and they'd like to correct those issues. And so you're going to be very, very helpful in that process. I am certain about that.
By far, that's going to be good relationship. And like I said, they've been working since last December, and then of course COVID hit, but they are making headway already. She told me that, the one I'm talking with. So this is good.
So what came out of the meeting last night was a few suggestions. Somebody suggested that we do a little bit more promotion for male breast cancer in June, which is Men's Health Month. Yeah, rather than getting swamped
in
all over pink October.
Right.
And I had a suggestion, and I don't know, this is kind of out of the box. You can tell me what you think about it. But these electronic billboards you see everywhere that flash on and off. I was thinking if we could get some of our guys in different areas to talk to the people who run those things, and maybe get our message up there. Obviously for free, because we
it would have to be a donation thing, but why not?
It should be a message in all of them, not individual messages. So it should come out with something that every billboard will have the same.
Right. Yeah. Get the message across.
Yeah, put our name out there, Male Breast Cancer Coalition, or Men Get Breast Cancer Too, or whatever the message is. I haven't given that any thought, but what do you think of something like that?
Well, I think it's a great idea if we can come up with it. With that noted, Ron, Sherry and I worked for the last 2 months with LegalZoom, and we now have trademarked our logos for Men Have Breast Too, the Male Breast Cancer Coalition. The different countries will have not only our trademark logo, and eventually we will have the R insignia, but you've seen I've started changing out to have the TM's insignia on our logo. So any of the old ones, we're going to be updating that everywhere. This has just happened this last week. And so we are definitely trademarked. And once we get all of our final approvals, we will have the R will be with all the logos. So,
registered trademark, yeah.
So that's all happened. That happened due to the funding from the Carriage Club fundraiser we did in Brett's Country Club that he works at. That was the money that was raised, and we used that money to do this trademarking and make us legal, because it's come up in different countries where other guys wanted to go do our trademarks. I said, no, we're trademarked, we're working on it, and you know, if you want to use, we're allowing you to use the logo and stuff in your country, but we're also going to put their flag, the country's flag, with our logo.
Wow,
So
that'd be.
show the different areas. Okay. So that's what we're coming up with. Yes, sir.
I'm also going on the Facebook page, and if I see somebody reaching out for questions or whatever, I'm putting on there, hey, we have this meeting on
Yes.
the fourth Wednesday, and I'm also going to reach out to some. I see the same names coming up on the Facebook page all the time, but I never see the people on the Facebook page at any of our meetings or anything.
Right.
So I think what I'm going to do, it was suggested, why not personally just email them about the meeting and just invite them personally. So
Peggy, I just like to make a comment on yesterday's meeting. I listened in. I didn't participate, but I listened in, and I gave Ron and Mike some guidance.
Right.
And I thought it was a very, very good meeting. I think somebody like David Smile would have really enjoyed that meeting, because there was a lot of back and forth between the guys about how they got diagnosed and how they came to different treatments and what those treatments were and their experiences in dealing with their doctors. Essentially 90 minutes of some really, really good back and forth. I mean, we got pretty much everyone involved. We had a nice wide group of ages. So, we had a couple of young men. Your own offspring joined, which was great. A little late, but it was so good that Brett made it. There was another young guy that was on there. There was some older guys too, and it was just a really good exchange of information, some interesting ideas. There was a guy that was international because your Australian guy joined.
Right.
I would encourage both the men who are here, David and Martin, next month to think about joining that. It's the third. Remind me.
The fourth Wednesday.
fourth Wednesday.
Fourth Wednesday.
Is it?
No, fourth Wednesday.
Fourth
It's just
Wednesday.
day before this one. And hopefully all you guys are getting the emails and you're getting the posts through the Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you're seeing it. And if not, I need to know so I can correct any problems that you might be having. So don't hesitate to email me or something if you're not getting the emails and stuff.
We're on at 8 o'clock Eastern, but we're probably not going to get too many from the West Coast because it's going to be 5 o'clock there.
5 o'clock a.m. or p.m.?
PM.
PM.
Evening.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. And more of them are getting on it and realizing that you're having the call, which is it's excellent. So, and it'll continue to build. So, I mean, I thank Ron. We thank you for having the initiative to start bringing this all together. It was a great idea, and I think it's working. And I think it's going to give everybody a platform to talk to each other. And don't ever hesitate, anybody, if you have questions prior to that, shoot me an email. If I know of a guy that's going through the same type of stuff that you're going through, we'll try to connect you with that guy, or otherwise I'll connect you with Ron, and he'll connect you with some more of the guys too that he's got in the group. That's what it's for. As new guys come on and everything else, don't sit there and agonize about something when we can hopefully get you some help that possibly it's the support, it's the advocacy that possibly your doctor can't give you, or even your spouse or your caregiver. You just need to talk to another guy. That's what it's here for. Brett was very apologetic for being late, but the entire water main at the pools where he worked at the country club blew up.
That's what we do. Yeah.
3 pools full of mud. He's still going through the night.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much into advocacy myself. I've reached out to the local Susan Komen group saying if you need me to talk about male breast cancer. I was going to do some sort of speaking engagement at their marathon that they have, but I had a conflict on timing, couldn't do it. I have a men's cancer support group for all kinds of cancer that I engage in here in San Diego. Just had my buddy from Australia on it today who had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I'm the only male breast cancer patient in there, but I've given speech or little seminars or little talks at the nursing college, community college nursing college about my situation and my whole story. So it's been fun, actually, being an advocate for it than anything else, since I feel like my health is pretty good. Before the COVID thing hit, I was going to the gym and I'd go in the jacuzzi and the pool, and not a pervert or anything, but I'd be looking at men's breasts that were sitting in the jacuzzi just to say, look, if I noticed anything there that was maybe an inverted nipple or something, so I could warn them about it.
Which is great, because that's how half the men don't have a clue. And just to be able to
My
tell
story
them.
was I first saw some hints of a inverted nipple in 2013. My doctor, a woman, didn't think much of it at the time, and then a few years later, I noticed a little growth on my left nipple, and I went back in and said, something's wrong here. And then we did the biopsy and the mammogram and the ultrasound and all that stuff. Then we found it. So I probably could have caught mine a couple of years earlier, and maybe it wouldn't have spread to my lymph nodes and some other things. But that's the same story that I read on some of these survivor stories on so many guys, is that their doctors didn't catch it, or they didn't pay attention to it, or they didn't ask for a second opinion, and by then it's advanced a little bit more. And
sometimes you're the first one that a doctor's ever seen. That's the sad part about it.
Yeah,
they don't know. We're teaching the medical professionals globally that this happens to men. It's been a nightmare. I mean, but we made a lot of change, a huge amount of change. And so we thank everybody for being your own advocate, because that's what it takes. You're the only one that lives in your body. So you're the only one that knows what's going on. And if you can't advocate for yourself, nobody else can, because you know what it feels like. And
listen, I gotta leave. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to everybody.
We thank you, Dave, definitely. And we'll continue to record and have it up there. There, I'm gonna say,
there you go. Be your own bad advocate.
Hey, David, hopefully we'll see you on that Wednesday in September.
Yes, here we go.
Just give me a alert on it.
I got my shirt in.
Yeah, my email is David Sam Mary Yellow Larry Edward.
Yeah, and are you getting the main emails?
David, can you put that in the chat box?
Oh yeah. Oh, where's the chat? Where's the chat box?
Right up there with the little
right hand corner.
All right.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Are you getting the main emails too?
Yeah, I get them. I probably get them at maybe a different address, but I'm getting them.
Okay, so you want your address updated? I can.
No, that's fine. I see them. I've got like 5 or 6 different email addresses.
Okay, no problem then. That works.
I see them.
You've got another fellow male breast cancer survivor who's pretty vocal in San Diego.
Jim Tuff.
Yeah.
Jim Tuff.
Do you know him?
Who's that?
Jim Tuffy. Do you know him? Or you're right.
He's in LA.
The only other male breast cancer person I know, I don't even really know him, but he was a newscaster for many years named Bill Griffith, and he was.
Oh yes, Bill. Yeah.
Yes. So he's the only other person I know of that has it. Although I am aware that there's other men that have had breast cancer. Talked to our oncologist that puts together our quote unquote man cave meeting that we have twice a month here for the general men's cancer group. But
you have a guy called Jim Tuffy who often attends, who's a very engaging character, to say the least. And maybe Peggy will make sure that she puts you in touch with him.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
I also wanted to mention to you that ANCAN hosts a meeting on the third Thursday of every month called Speaking Freely. And that meeting is also it's a men-only meeting for men with any type of cancer. So it sounds like the group that you have physically, And we'd love for you to come and attend one of those meetings.
Sure, yeah, just give me a heads up. You have my email there, so.
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll make sure that you get a reminder on that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, it was nice to
That'll
meet
work.
everybody.
Good to meet you too, David. So this is great. Excellent. Okay. And just to let everybody know, we sent out on an email that all of the actual videos from the conference are up on the conference page. If you haven't seen it yet, I've been sharing it out. We've been emailing it to you with all the speakers' speeches and conversations. If you're bored and you can't go to sleep, go on your phone, start watching some of them because they're very, very informative. We covered a lot of stuff, guys, for those 2 days, and it was amazing. Rick, we still can't thank you enough for all you do because it turned out better than I could ever imagine a virtual conference could turn out. And it got a lot of guys, a lot of information. So, and I'm still getting emails that I'm sharing them back with different ones. But Sherry, if you've got a minute, you want to sort of update everybody who we talked to you and I today, which was really good. And
Yeah, we had a great Zoom meeting earlier today with Susan Love from the Dr. Susan Love Foundation, as well as Dina Atai. And we are going to work on a survey, a couple of surveys that are going to help push the needle a little bit as far as research, hopefully, and clinical trials. But what we need all of the men to do is to take these surveys. It's going to start out with a simple 5-question survey because the only way that we can work with them and they can make this happen is to get the answers that they need.
Yeah,
so,
get you guys involved. And again, if you haven't signed up for Citizens, go do it. We'll make your life a lot easier to share your medical records. And if we get the 100 strong like Citizens asked for, which is totally free to us, guys, it costs nothing to do this, but it puts all your records in one spot. So if you go for a second opinion, you literally have to can send this link to any doctor, any hospital. It will have all your digital medical records, all your imaging, everything that any doctor has done for you. Mine picked up everything for the last 15 years. And it's amazing. It's all in one spot. It's all digitized. To be able to go back in and see what your doctors have done and test and everything, and to be able to see all those records, it is just the most amazing thing. And 5 minutes to sign up on Citizens. And I shared the link in the chat at the very beginning, the 100 strong. Take that link and do it. It's on the brothers page too. And it takes you 5 minutes to go sign up because all you're going to do is add in the information of your doctor's information and stuff. And it's very quick. They go out and in 30 days through HIPAA laws, they have to respond legally and get you your medical records. And it all becomes into one spot for Citizens. And it's amazing. And so if you haven't started using it, use it because you're going to go, why in the hell haven't I done this before? My life would have been so much easier. John Martinez was having a nightmare yesterday about getting his medical reports. He's out of New York. He's stage 4. And he said, I had to fork over $250. You don't have to pay a damn thing. They'll pay whatever it is to get it. And legally through HIPAA, they have to give the information to Citizen to give it for you. And it's your information. You're the only one that can share it. Nobody else, they don't share it or anything else. But once we build this, if we can get 100 men strong, more and more of these research projects, we can then reach out to you immediately and say, here's a survey. You all need to take this. This is going to start making more changes and more research for male breast cancer. Just like Dr. Dina Atai said, we were able to supply 54 of you guys to do one of her surveys that it's Indoctrin. I can't remember what all, but you all completed about a month and a half ago. And she's got all the results now. And it's amazing what they're already doing with it for you guys, for more research and knowledge and everything else. So It,
It's from the endocrine.
endocrine, I know. That's it. And the study's amazing. And so she's going to start this other survey with these 5 questions that she got. I'll start sharing them out. She's working on finalizing it, Sherry. We'll start sharing those out. Take these surveys because it's for your all's betterment. It's for them. She then goes to UCLA where she is on staff there, and she's a top surgeon, okay? And from that, she'll get, through doing it through UCLA, she gets her IRB, which is allows them to do these surveys and then share the results. Normally, it's like $2,500 just to start, and then more, up to $10,000 they pay out for these research. And she gets it for free through UCLA being on staff. So Dina's willing to work with us. They now, her and Dr. Susan Love are all going to partner. She's going to be actually our guest on in September, but that gives us about 4 to 5 weeks to get this survey going. And then she's going to be on and be able to answer any questions any of you guys might have. So to get these, and we've been working with them now for 2 and 3 years, and to finally get these top researchers and specialists to really hear that men have breasts too is amazing. I mean, it really, truly is. Because for you to go get an appointment with one of them, or like with Dr. Ben, you'd never get the appointment. But because they love us as a coalition and they love you men and they want to make sure you're getting your fair, share of getting research and stuff, this is amazing what we've all built together in the last, 6 years. And I think we
just another note that both Dr. Love and Dina Atai have committed to being part of our medical advisory council, so that they will be announced shortly, as their information will be going up on our website as well. So we're growing that.
Yeah, Sherry's been working all week this week, and Bob's been updating, and we got 6 more people to put on that advisory council. And they're there, just like Dr. Ben, that we can get to at any time via email to connect you guys if you're having a certain issue that even your doctor, your second opinion doctor, doesn't have a clue. These doctors and specialists will give you answers through an email.
I can attest. I had an issue when I was being treated, and I needed that third opinion, and I got a hold of Peggy, and she got me to the doctor, with Dr. Ben. And it was great because it just
he's like
cleared my mind,
He says, you wait a year or 2 to get in to see me. But he says, I want change. And he's usually on one of these calls with us. He was awesome at the conference. So if you get a chance, just go to that page. And again, I've shared the page. I'll share the page for the conference. So you've got it. I keep sending it out. But with all the speeches on it. And I'm telling you, it's so worth listening to them all again, because I was there with the whole thing, and boy, after editing them all and everything else and spending over a week and a half doing every speech and editing them out, I can't believe some of the stuff that I missed. So
I'll have to look at that again.
Yeah, go when you got time, when you got nothing else literally to do, or falling asleep and you can't fall asleep, go watch them on your phone. It's amazing. Some of the talks are just amazing. You'll pick up on stuff that we may not have picked up on while we were on the conference. So, and I've got the opening remarks there, and then we got each person that actually spoke, and it shows just in a blue line video speech here, and you'll click on that and you'll get their speech. And the UK group is going to be launching in October that week, but also in September. Dr. Carrie Quincy, they're making a lot of headway on that, guys. So that's going to bring in all that other side of the world to be able to have their meetings. And
October 22nd, to be precise.
October 22nd, that's it. That's the date.
And we are very excited, and I think that one of the most exciting aspects about that is the other partners that we have backing this beyond MBCC. We have First of all, we have Montfort University, which is Kerry's university, her institution, which is a significant university in the UK. But more than that, we have an organization called Walk the Walk.
Yes.
And Walk the Walk is a very large breast cancer charity. They are in the US as well as in the UK. In fact, I think they sort of got their start in the US, but they have a very big presence in the United Kingdom. In fact, their honorary patron is the Prince of Wales. And
Yes.
they raise a lot of money. They have these moonwalks where you walk for 24 hours to raise money. And in fact, it turns out that my closest friend's wife and both his daughters have done this moonwalk, and their Walk the Walk's headquarters are only a stone's throw from where Mark lives. And so when life returns to a little more normal and I go back to England, that's where I stay. I'll definitely meet with Walk the Walk. But what's exciting is that they've promised to give us a lot of PR and a lot of publicity.
Yes.
Because they're very committed to raising the level of awareness of male breast cancer in the UK. They feel that you have been grossly underserved, and they really want to make a difference here. So I think that, and for us at ANCAN, it's going to be good because we've got a couple of other UK groups that we have in discussion. So I think it's going to be very exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. And by the way, Peggy, if you are at all interested in approaching Mark Kissin about being on your medical advisory board,
We'd love it.
I'm sure he would say yes.
Excellent. Would you send me his information directly? Perfect. We will do that.
I will.
That's wonderful.
You can read about him on our website. He's on our advisory board. You can read about him on our website.
That's wonderful. But as I say, without the help of Rick, all ANCAN does for us too, they're amazing. We're making these global connections, and Rick is so knowledgeable about that. And he's been on calls with us where he didn't have to be, and the time change with Carrie and all that. And Carrie herself is just coming back from her hiatus vacation. And so she didn't know she was going to make it tonight to do the update, but they're making headway. They're making, Doug Harper's working with her, Rod Ritchie's working with them, because that's going to help bring that side of the globe. Will now have meetings like we do and at their timing, at a decent time. Because right now it's midnight or 1 o'clock where they're at. So this will make a big difference. But I mean, does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to bring up that you can think of? But we just all.
I will tell you, you're infecting me. I was reading something on breast cancer on MedPage Today last week, written by written by a doctor, and he totally ignored male breast cancer. So I put a note in and said, what about the men?
That's right.
Now, I looked later and it didn't get published, but it's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, well, welcome to our world, but we won't stop,
That's right.
That never stops. So we just proceed further. Oh, and then on top of it, Sherry, tell everybody about your writing for the Proclamations again this year. Let them know, because a lot of these guys don't. Martin, I'm sure, isn't aware of how you write every state.
Every year, I, around July, August, go to every one of the governors for every state and request their backing for a proclamation in their state that names the third week of October as Male Breast Cancer Awareness Week. We have 3 states in the country that actually have it as a permanent bill. That's Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. If anybody lives, we always ask if anybody lives in a state that would like to approach, get a senator to back them and request that a bill be made in their state. We have the wording. We're happy to do that for you. But in the meantime, I have been getting some of those proclamations back. They're usually pretty good about that. And we always do it in a thriver or survivor's name.
Right.
Lives in the actual state, because I live in New Jersey, so I can't request something for West Virginia or California. Obviously, it has to be from somebody in the state. So we do them in the names of our brothers.
Yeah. And it's October 18th through the 24th this year. So you'll start seeing more and more. We'll start, as the proclamations start coming in, I create an album on our Facebook that you guys can see, look, and you'll see as your states come in. And if Sherry has an issue getting the states, she may reach out to you too, if you have any connections. So don't hesitate.
Yeah.
This will be good. But does anybody else have anything else for this meeting? And if not, we'll conclude. But I think things are going amazing. And like I say, when you can't sleep, go watch some of the speeches. You're going to thoroughly enjoy them. It was a great time for 2 days. And sitting there for almost 8 hours each day was a long time to sit. But it worked beautifully. But Martin, I know you thoroughly would enjoy watching some of these speeches, because it may give you some answers too of some of the things you're going through. Because even the opening session is just a lot of you guys talking to each other about stuff. So and that's in there too on the page. So
Yeah, I might add, it's really amazing, Martin, how we have these top researchers in the field, helping us out. I mean, they're like Peggy said, when I wanted to get an answer from that top researcher, I got it within 24 hours.
Yeah, they're quick to respond. They are our friends, and we love them dearly. And we always tell them we don't want to take advantage. They said, no, it's helping what their passion is also, and that is to help people, regardless of men, women. They don't want to ever discriminate. They want to help and try to get the research dollars and get more answers for this, mainly our disease here for men, because there's so much not known. And the doctors if you go listen to Dr. Ben's speech, that's what he talked about. He says there's just so much we still don't have a clue, and we know so much already. That's a lot more than we ever knew 10 years ago. And his talk's amazing. And he is the director at Vanderbilt now. He left Johns Hopkins after 20 years. So you have a man of knowledge that is unsurpassable. You can't get it. And he's the first one that will allow me to connect you guys via email with your medical records to him, and he will give you answers through email. And sometimes he reaches out and talks to you on the phone because he wants to help.
Peggy, I had cause to talk with Richard Wasserson this week.
Oh, good.
And he mentioned to me, I don't know if you're aware of this, but they haven't published their article yet, but they have published an abstract of it.
Okay.
So you should be in touch with him to talk about the research that they did. They were researching the attitude of male breast cancer survivors towards the term survivor.
Yes, I did. I got his email, right, because some don't want to be called survivors. This is always at San Antonio. Is a thriver. Are you a thriver if you're stage 4? Are you a survivor? And again, who knows what's the right term? Nobody really has the answer. You ask the girls that are going after it, it's strange.
I can add something to that. When I was out advocating before the COVID, seemed like forever, I would tell people that at first I didn't, but then I said I'm a male breast cancer survivor, and they stopped dead in their tracks and came back to talk to me. So the word thriver, I don't know how that would have worked.
They use the word thriver for stage 4. Stage 4 metastatic. Because you're never gonna get a cure. You're thriving if you're stage 4.
But to the lay public, advocating to the lay public, I think
they don't have a clue.
They wouldn't
Yeah.
know what driver is.
But at the San Antonio Breast Cancer Symposium, of course, these are all breast specialists, medical advocacy groups. Oh my God, it's always the top topic. Pat can attest to that because she was with us there. Some of the dinners just got ridiculous on what you call it. Do you call it survivor? Do you call it thriver? Do you call, and everybody's got a different opinion. And that's when I finally just said, well, we have male breast cancer patients. You decide what they are.
Right.
You're a survivor, or you're not.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly it. But so on my list, Martin, I'm going to connect you with Mike Partain just so you guys can chat about
Sure.
Camp Lejeune. I think
Okay.
you will thoroughly enjoy meeting him via phone, and he is wonderful.
You're going to connect David Smiley with Jim Tuffield.
Do you want to do that one, Sherry? You connect those two? Yeah, connect those. And what else? And then we've got the information on a tie will be coming out, so you guys will start watching on surveys, and it'll come through an email. And otherwise, and Rick, you got great stuff going on with the UK.
Before you close out, you've got somebody on the telephone here. They've been there for a
Yeah.
while.
Who is caller 2?
Somebody
That's Tom.
calling in?
Who is it?
That's Tom. from
Oh,
New
it's
Jersey.
Tom. It's Tom Asumi. Okay.
Yeah.
He called back. Okay, great.
Hi, Tom.
He can
Okay.
hear us. All right. Well, that's great. And if nobody else has anything, we'll say adios.
Okay, adios.
Happy Labor Day, I guess.
Yeah.
Ready.
That's our next thing before we see everybody again.
All right.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Martin. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.